The execution chamber hummed like a distant thunderstorm, and Dr. Ilara Voss stared into the void-black eyes of the alien prisoner, her hand trembling on the switch that would end its life. "Please," it whispered in perfect English, its voice a silk thread unraveling her mind, "just make it fast." But as the countdown echoed through the sterile room, something impossible happened. The alien's gaze locked onto hers, and time itself seemed to fracture, pulling her into a vision of stars collapsing and worlds reborn. What she saw next would shatter everything she believed about humanity, the universe, and the thin line between killer and savior. Ilara's heart pounded against her ribs like a caged animal. She was no executioner by choice. She was a xenobiologist thrust into this role by the United Earth Directorate after the invasion. The alien, designated as Subject Zero, had been captured during the final siege on Luna Base, its ship a sleek obsidian dagger slicing through the void. It looked almost human, tall, slender, with skin like polished mercury that shifted hues under the harsh lights. But those eyes, they weren't eyes at all, more like portals to an abyss where light bent and twisted into secrets. She blinked, trying to shake off the disorientation. The vision faded, leaving her with a lingering chill. Was it a trick? Some psychic defense mechanism? The chamber's monitors beeped steadily, oblivious to the storm brewing in her soul. "Initiate protocol," came the cold voice over the intercom, Director Hale watching from behind reinforced glass. Ilara's finger hovered. One flip, and the neural disruptor would fry the alien's synapses, erasing it from existence. But that whisper, "Please just make it fast," it wasn't fear in its voice, it was resignation, laced with something deeper. Pity? What if this wasn't just an enemy? What if it held the key to why they came? The switch felt heavier than a dying star. Ilara's mind raced back to the day the skies split open. It was 3 years ago, on a crisp autumn morning in New Seattle. She had been in her lab, dissecting a sample from the Martian ruins, ancient fossils hinting at extraterrestrial life. Then the alerts blared, unidentified vessels breaching atmosphere. By nightfall, cities burned. The aliens didn't speak, they didn't negotiate. They harvested, taking people, resources vanishing like ghosts. Humanity fought back with nukes and plasma cannons, but it was like swatting at shadows. Subject Zero was the first one captured alive, and now here she was about to kill it. But that vision fragments lingered. A galaxy in turmoil, beings like this one fleeing a greater horror. Ilara's breath caught. Could be. Were they refugees, not invaders? Dr. Voss? Hale's voice sharpened. "Proceed." She froze. The alien's lips curved faintly. Not a smile, but an acknowledgement. "You see now," it murmured, its voice echoing in her head without sound. Telepathy? Her pulse thundered. This changed everything. But if she hesitated, Hale would override. Security would storm in. She'd be labeled a traitor. In that split second, Ilara did the unthinkable. She slammed her palm down, not on the execution switch, but on the emergency lockdown. Alarms wailed, the chamber sealed, and as the alien's eyes met hers again, she whispered back, "Tell me everything." But that was only the beginning. The lockdown bought the minutes, maybe less. Ilara's hands flew across the console, overriding safeties, her mind a whirlwind of fear and exhilaration. The alien, she needed a name for it. "What do I call you?" she asked, voice barely above the sirens. "I am called Lirith," it replied, its mercury skin rippling as restraints hummed loose under her commands. "From the collective of Zorith Prime. We did not come to destroy you." Ilara's laugh was bitter, edged with hysteria. "Tell that to the billions dead." She glanced at the door, pounding fists echoed from outside. Hale's team was breaching. Lyritha's form shifted, standing taller, its presence filling the room like an unfolding nebula. "We came to save you. From what hunts us all." A chill slithered down her spine. "Save us?" The visions returned in flashes. Colossal entities, vast as solar systems devouring stars. "The devourers," Lirith continued, its voice weaving into her thoughts. "Ancient beings awakened from the cosmic void. They consume worlds, minds, realities. Our home was first. We fled, seeking allies. But your kind, you attacked without question. Ilara's world tilted. All those abductions, were they evacuations? The battles, misunderstandings? Doubt clawed at her. But the scars on Earth were real. Craters where cities once stood, orphans wandering ruins. Why didn't you communicate? Your frequencies are primitive. We tried. You heard static, saw threats. The door buckled inward. Sparks flew. Ilara grabbed a stun baton from the wall, her scientist's hands unfamiliar with violence. We have to get out. My shuttle, it's in the hangar below. Lyrith nodded, its eyes swirling with colors she couldn't name. Together, they blasted through a maintenance hatch, descending into the bowels of the orbital station. Alarms screamed pursuit. Ilara's mind raced. If Lyrith was telling the truth, humanity had been fighting the wrong war. But trusting an alien? It could be a ploy, a way to escape and summon reinforcements. As they navigated the dim corridors, shadows dancing from emergency lights, Lyrith shared more. The Devourers feed on chaos. Your wars accelerated their approach. We took your people to hybridize, to create beings strong enough to resist. Hybridize. The word hit like a plasma bolt. You experimented on us? Necessary. Painful, but for survival. Ilara's stomach churned. Her sister, Mia, taken 2 years ago. Was she changed? Alive? The thought fueled her steps, but doubt lingered. What if this was manipulation? They reached the hangar, a vast cavern of steel and stars. Her shuttle gleamed under spotlights. But guards swarmed, weapons hot. Halt! One shouted. Lyrith raised a hand, and the air shimmered. A psychic wave rippled out, stunning the soldiers mid-stride. Ilara stared, mixing with terror. You could have done that any time. I chose not to, until you chose me. They boarded, engines roaring to life. As the station shrank in the rear view, explosions bloomed. Hail's desperate missiles. Ilara punched coordinates for a neutral asteroid belt, her hands slick with sweat. Freedom tasted like ash. She was a fugitive, now, allied with the enemy. But what she didn't know yet was that Lyrith carried a secret far deadlier than the Devourers. A betrayal that would test the very essence of her humanity. The asteroid belt was a graveyard of rock and ice, tumbling through the void like forgotten dreams. Ilara's shuttle weaved through the debris, sensors pinging for pursuers. None yet, but Hale wouldn't let this slide. The Directorate would brand her a terrorist, splash her face across every holoscreen from Earth to the outer colonies. Lyrith sat in the co-pilot seat, its form adapting to the human contours, Mercury skin settling into a more familiar shape, almost like a man, with sharp features and eyes that held galaxies. You risk much, Ilara Voss. Dr. Voss? She corrected, though it felt hollow. And yeah, I do. But if you're lying, I do not lie. Deception is a human frailty. She shot it a glare. Arrogant much? Your kind wiped out half my world. Lyritha's eyes dimmed. Regret is universal. We miscalculated your fear. The shuttle's AI chimed. Incoming transmission. Encrypted from an unknown source. Ilara hesitated, then accepted. A hologram flickered to life, a woman mid-30s with Ilara's green eyes but hair streaked silver. Mia, Ilara? If you're seeing this, it means the plan worked. Mia's voice trembled, urgent. The aliens aren't what we think. There. The signal cut, jammed. Ilara's breath seized. Mia, she's alive? Lyrith nodded slowly. One of the hybridized. She volunteered. Volunteered. Ilara's voice rose, fists clenching. You took her from our home. To save her. The Devourers target pure strains first. Pure strains. The term twisted in her gut. Humanity as livestock, bred for resilience. But Mia's message, it confirmed Lyritha's words. Or did it? Could it be fabricated? They docked at a derelict mining outpost, hidden in the belt shadows. Dust motes danced in the dim light as they explored. Lyrith touched a console, and it hummed to life, revealing holographic maps of the galaxy. Red zones pulsed, worlds already consumed. The devourers approach your soul system. Weeks, perhaps days. Ilara traced the map, heart sinking. Earth, a tiny blue, that blinked ominously. How do we stop them? A weapon, forbidden even to us. The Nexus Core, a device that rewrites reality-collapsing voids. Where? Hidden on Zorith Prime's ruins. But guarded by remnants of my kind, those who believe alliance with humans is folly. Betrayal flickered in Lyritha's tone. Inner conflict? Ilara pressed. Why help me then? Lyrith turned, its form shimmering. Because I feel. An anomaly. Exposure to your emotions has changed me. Feel. An alien feeling. Ilara's mind whirled. Was this the hybridization in reverse? Human empathy infecting logic? But as they planned the journey, a shadow loomed. Sensors blared. Directorate fighters incoming. Hale had found them. The battle was fierce, lasers carving through rock. Ilara piloted with desperate skill, Lyrith unleashing psychic blasts that crumpled hulls. They escaped, but damaged, limping toward hyperspace. In the quiet aftermath, Ilara confronted Lyrith. Mia, take me to her. She's on a sanctuary world. Dangerous. I don't care. Lyrith acquiesced. As the stars blurred into jump, Ilara wondered, was this alliance salvation or suicide? None of them were prepared for what awaited on the other side. The sanctuary world, designation Epsilon Eridani B, emerged from hyperspace like a jewel wreathed in storms. Verdant continents floated amid oceans of swirling gas, alien architecture piercing the clouds, spires of crystal that sang in the wind. But as they descended, Ilara saw the scars, craters from battles, ruins smoldering. This is where you brought them? She asked, voice tight. Lyrith nodded. A refuge, but the Devourer's scouts have found it. The shuttle shuddered through turbulence, landing in a concealed valley. Hybrids greeted them. Humans altered, eyes glowing with inner light, skin etched with luminous veins. They moved with grace, minds linked in a silent chorus. Mia was among them. She rushed forward, embracing Ilara with arms stronger than before. Sis, you came. Tears blurred Ilara's vision. Mia explained the abductions were selective, choosing those with genetic potential. The process, painful infusions of Zorith tech, granted longevity, telepathy, resistance to the Devourer's mind-eater waves. It's not monstrous, Mia said. It's evolution. But Ilara saw the cost. Haunted eyes lost humanity. They forced this on you. No, I chose. After seeing the visions, the end coming, Lyrith watched silently, but tension rippled through its form. The hybrids revered it as a leader, yet whispers echoed dissent. Some believed humans weakened them, that purity was key. That night under twin moons, Ilara and Mia talked. The Nexus Core, Mia revealed, Lyrith wants it to fight back. But others, they plan to use it to erase humans, entirely start anew. Betrayal confirmed. Ilara's blood ran cold. Lyrith, ally or deceiver. Confrontation came at dawn. In the Spire's heart, Lyrith faced the Council. Alliance is our only path, it argued. A dissenter, a hulking Zorith named Vexer, snarled. Humans are chaos. They accelerate the Devourers. The debate turned violent. Psychic energies clashed, shattering crystal. Ilara, armed with a hybrid weapon, fought alongside Lyrith and Mia. Blasts echoed, bodies fell. In the chaos, Vexer revealed the truth. Lyrith was no ordinary Zorith. It was a hybrid itself, infused with human DNA from early experiments. Traitor to your own. Vexer roared. Lyritha's eyes blazed. I am the bridge. They subdued Vexer, but the damage was done. Trust fractured. As they fled with coordinates to the core, Ilara questioned everything. Was Lyritha's empathy genuine or programmed? The Devourer's shadow grew. Probes pierced the atmosphere, dark tendrils seeking minds. The sanctuary burned behind them. But that was only the escalation. The real horror was just beginning. Hyperspace twisted around them as they hurtled toward Zorith Prime's ruins. The shuttle, patched and groaning, carried three, Ilara, Mia, and Lyrith. Silence hung heavy, broken only by the hum of engines. Ilara watched Lyrith, its form stabilized into a humanoid shape, tall, ethereal, with features that echoed her own. The revelation stung. Lyrith's hybrid nature explained the connection, the visions, but it also sowed doubt. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked. "Fear," Lyrith admitted, voice soft, "of rejection. I am neither Zorith nor human. An aberration." Mia placed a hand on Ilara's shoulder. "Like me, we're all changing." Change. The word echoed. Earth was changing too. Reports trickled in via intercepted comms. Directorate forces mobilized, but Devourer scouts ravaged outposts. Humanity teetered on extinction. Zorith Prime loomed, a shattered world of floating continents and eternal twilight. Once a paradise, now a tomb, ravaged by the Devourer's first strike. They landed amid ruins, ancient temples overgrown with bioluminescent vines. The Nexus core lay deep in a vault, guarded by automated defenses, drones with psychic inhibitors, traps that warped reality. As they delved, Ilara's mind filled with echoes, Zorith memories bleeding through Lyritha's link. She saw their fall, peaceful scholars, awakened horrors, desperate flight. A drone ambushed, lasers scorching air. Mia deflected with a telekinetic burst, but took a hit, blood blooming on her side. "Go," she gasped. Ilara hesitated, heart tearing. "Not without you." Lyrith pulled her forward. "She'll hold. The core first." Deeper, the vault pulsed with energy. The core, a sphere of liquid light, suspended in void, whispered promises. Touch it and rewrite fate. But Vexer had followed, rallying survivors. "The core is ours," he bellowed, forces swarming. Battle erupted. Ilara fought with borrowed power, Mia's hybridization granting her glimpses of strength. Lyrith clashed with Vexer, psychic storms raging. In the melee, Ilara reached the core. Visions assaulted, futures branching. One where humans perished, another where Zorith dominated, a third harmony. Vexer struck Lyrith down, mercury blood spilling. "No!" Ilara screamed. Rage fueled her. She touched the core, willing a new reality. But the power surged, uncontrolled. Realities flickered, Devourers retreating, worlds mending. Vexer lunged, but Mia intercepted, sacrificing herself. "Love you, sis." Mia's death hit like a supernova. Ilara channeled grief, stabilizing the core. Vexer fell defeated. Lyrith, wounded, rose. Use it wisely. Together, they activated. The Devourers howled, pulled back into void. But the cost? Mia gone. World scarred. As they returned to Earth, Ilara pondered the new era. Hybrids and humans united. Lyrith touched her hand. "We are the future." In the dawn of a healed sky, Ilara whispered, and the past remembers. Yet in the quiet, a final whisper echoed. The Devourers weren't gone. Merely delayed. The real fight was coming. And none of them saw the twist that would unravel it all. Wait, this is not what I expected. The return to Earth was not triumphant. As the shuttle pierced the atmosphere, comms flooded with chaos. The Directorate had fallen, riots gripped the remnants. But worse, hybrid uprisings. Those saved by Zorith tech demanded power, seeing pure humans as weak. Lyrith's eyes widened. This was not foreseen. Ilara's grief for Mia turned to anger. You created this division." The core's activation had ripple effects, enhancing hybrids, but awakening latent abilities in all. Earth became a powder keg. They landed in New Seattle's ruins, met by survivors. Hale, surprisingly alive, approached under truce. "Voss, you brought the enemy home." "No," she said. "The ally." But as talks began, a vision struck Ilara, courtesy of the core's lingering touch. The Devourers weren't mindless. They were ancient guardians culling overreaching civilizations. Zorith had provoked them with forbidden tech. Lyrith knew. "You lied." Ilara accused, confronting it in private. Lyritha's form flickered. Omission. For the greater good. Betrayal burned. The Zorith had experimented recklessly, awakening the Devourers. Their flight was escape from consequences. Illyra's inner conflict peaked. Forgive or condemn. The uprisings escalated. Hybrids led by radicals attacked pure humans. Lyrith tried to mediate, but was ambushed. Vexor's loyalists survived. In the final confrontation, atop a shattered skyscraper, storm winds howling, Illyra faced Lyrith as captors. Release it. They laughed. The aberration dies. Battle raged. Illyra, empowered by the core, unleashed waves of energy. But Lyrith, freed, revealed its true plan. Use the core to merge all, erase distinctions. No, Illyra cried. That's not choice. That's control. Lyrith paused, emotions warring. For peace. In that moment, Illyra saw the truth, alien logic versus human heart. She deactivated the merge, sparing individuality. The Devourers returned, drawn by the chaos. A massive entity blotted the sky. United hybrids and humans fought. Lyrith sacrificed itself, channeling the core to banish them forever. As the entity vanished, Lyritha's last words echoed, "Thank you for making it fast." Illyra stood amid the dawn, world rebuilding, bittersweet peace. But in her mind, a seed, what if the cycle repeats? The stars watched, silent witnesses to the unthinkable choice that saved us all.